I had the chance to visit the North Fork of the Feather River this past weekend, and so I wanted to pass along my experience. Of course, selection of a site for mining is fundamental to your finding gold, and how much gold, so let me pass along these potentially helpful thoughts. When you see bedrock like this, partially covered in sand, with the general look of having its top chopped off, admire the work of the old-timers and keep walking. The sand is there because it has long since replaced the river gravels which have been thoroughly mined, while the tables on the top of the bedrock reflect a very thorough crevicing. To put it in another way, if the top of the bedrock seems to be water-worn, that is a natural process, and you can rest assured that in that spot it is untouched. But if the top is consistently angular and flat, the crumbly portion of the outer layer of the bedrock was removed, leaving behind its harder, more dense, and less water-affected base. I like benches. These are generally flat areas left high and dry from the water eons ago. They could be 20 feet above the river, as you see here, or 100 feet. Those easiest to work are flat with bedrock exposed underneath and are not too far from water. The bench shown here is about a quarter length down from the top of the picture and runs straight across, flat with the water. Here is another bench. Again, it runs almost full length across the picture and is about 1/5 way down from the top. Towards the right-hand side, you see rock stackings, but there look to be other areas along this bench that may be untouched. And this brings up another point. If a bench is completely outside of the present river channel, that's called a scour zone, then you can generally tell if someone else has already worked it. Now, let's think about this. An untouched area laying above bedrock that a gold-depositing river once flowed over, with no water to get in the way of your gold recovery. That's a no-brainer. I want to go there. There are two benches shown here. See them? The most obvious is the right foreground of the picture, where those little pine trees are. Now the other is not very big, but look almost exactly 1/2 way down the picture and 1/3 from the right. See that bedrock ledge about 30 feet above the river? Look at where it starts. See the flat? Now that's good stuff. Now, those of you who know the North Fork of the Feather River will know this picture is not from that, but from a lower branch of the Feather. Now, here is the bench I selected to work today on the Feather. It's right to the side of bedrock and is generally a flat area about 20 feet above the river. Here is a video. Again, we are right in the presence of bedrock, which has a generally natural appearance. Here there are gravels, with just a bit of fine sand. Now, take a look as we travel down and everything flattens and becomes particularly sandy. This is an area which would be poor choice for working. There should be more gravel here. See all that sand? And now, let's pan back up to where we're going to work. Again, you can see where everything becomes more gravelly. There was another indicator that directed my choosing this spot. Black sands. You can see them exposed here as I began to dig. Now let's backtrack for just a moment. If you don't know if a river might be depositing gold, beyond the presence of black sands and quartz, check for rocks showing mineralization. Remember we discussed vugs in our Chalk Mountain series? Here is a vuggy bowl quartz tinted with red iron oxidation. Also from our Sand Springs video, towards the beginning we discussed that mineralization could happen in more rocks than just quartz. Here are vugs in a type of slate rock. So once I got digging, I tried to stay close to what bedrock I could see, and here is how things looked. I did use a highbanker system. If you don't know, I have a review of the Turorial highbanker on another video. Most of the time I don't run the highbanker continuously. Removing an alligator clip from the battery, and here the battery is tucked under the highbanker so you don't see it, turns things on or off. I will always begin with a few scoops of material just to watch and make sure that they pass through the sluice evenly. Once I am sure the highbanker is laying evenly, then I will pour directly from the bucket. If you use your hands in the sluice when water is running, never have them where gold might be settling. Here is the area I cleared by the end of the day. I went through quite a bit of material. And I always cover my diggings, and just with rocks. I allow nature to fill the voids naturally. So, here are our finds for the whole day.